Good evening everyone, it's Sarah here. Welcome to my channel. Happy to have you here and happy to share a little tutorial with you today. You need to excuse my voice and my snotty nose. I'm choked with the cold and I'm just getting over it. It put me in bed for the whole week. So I think I'm coming out the other end. So without further ado, I've got a tutorial for you. And it's for 2026 calendars to give to family and friends, kind of like a stocking stuffer. Or an additional little present to the gift that they begin at Christmas time. So I made this little calendar with a pocket that you can put a post-it note in and a little pen. So I'm not going to say it lies flat. It does kind of lie flat apart from this pocket. But it's kind of got an easel closure on it. And you just pop your post-it note in your mini pen. Now I got these off of the little mini pens I got from Amazon, and they're Papermate Inkjoy Minis. These ones are called. Excuse me. So this is my one that I made for myself because I quite like cactuses and succulents. Excuse me. So this was mine. But before I made this one, this was the prototype that I made. And I just thought, right, I'll just grab some cardstock, any old cardstock, and some patterned paper and just see what it's going to look like once it's finished. And I quite like how it turned out. This one's got an extra line on it because I messed up where I was scoring. But it's quite nice. You could decorate it with something up here as well. So as time goes on, I'll probably make them more elaborate and put embellishments on them and what have you. So this is what we're going to be making today. But last year, this is what I made last year. And I have this one in my craft room. And this one does kind of lie flat. But it's kind of like I don't know what you would call that. It's not an easel. It's just a kind of foldy one where it's resting on the post-it notepad. Can't remember if I did a tutorial on that or not. But this is the one that we're going to be doing today. Okay, so I've written down the instructions. And we're going to assemble this together. So if you want to take a screenshot of that. There we go. I'm going to pop that there so that I can see what I'm doing. So I've pre-measured everything out. Okay, so we're going to be doing a kind of a blue one. Let's get the card. So the card itself, the easel, you need to cut the paper at 11 inches by 4.5, and you need to score it at 5.5, and that gives you your base. Okay, and the actual layer itself, this piece, is 4 inches by 5.25. And I've already gone ahead and put score tape on this. You can use wet glue if you want. I used my Barely Art Precision Craft glue on the cactus one. And it turned out okay. So let's just pop that on there. So that's as easy as it is for putting the patterned paper onto the card. The actual easel base, if you like. Okay, so the next bit is the actual easel layer, I've called this. And this needs to be 4 inches across. No, I've done that, that's the easel layer. This is the easel fixture. And this card is 4 inches by 4 inches. And you score it at 2 inches, and then you score it in 1/2 inch from each end. So what you want to do is you want to fold it in the middle, but these two ends you want to fold up the way. And that is going to go on the inside here. So I'm just going to take the tabs off. And if I can get them off. There we we go. And then what we want to do is just pop that down, but leave it a wee bit of an eighth of an inch from the bottom and kind of the sides, and just press that down. And if you've got a bone folder, just give that a little burnish. Then we want to take these tapes off. Okay, and then what you want to do is just kind of put it all together and flatten that down, and then just give that a wee burnish. And that is your easel fixture. And you can see that it's just, you know, it's the same. I've left the same amount of space at the sides as I have along the bottom. You know, it's and that just stands up like that. The next thing that we want to do is the pocket. But I think what I'm going to do is put that to the side just now, and this is the pocket here. So for the pocket you need a piece of cardstock 5.5 by 4.5. And then when you score it along the long side, you're scoring it at 2.5 and 3. Then you rotate it and you score it 1/2 inch from the left and 1/2 inch from the right. And then you can just assemble this. Okay, so I'll take these papers off. Hopefully it's all in, you can see it all, and it's all in the frame. Okay, so I forgot to say you need to fold all the edges. I haven't done those two. So I'm going to pop that there. And then pop that one in. And then what you can do is, you can use wet glue as well if you want. Excuse me. Let's just take these off. You know, you could get a wee production line going of these and get all your gifts, all your restocking stuffers done at the one time. You could probably crack all these out in a night, you know. Obviously depending on how many that you're doing. Goodness. There we go. Let me just get that pressed down. There we go. Okay, so what we then want to do is, that's going to fit onto the front. So what I want to do next is, you've got your pocket layer, which is this one here, and that's going to fit onto there. So I've already got tape on this as well. Good to go. There we are. And just make sure that you put it on the right side, because these have got you want those to go to the inside, so you've got a nicer finish on the front. There we go. So that's the layering, and then you've got the calendar backer, and that pocket layer was 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, and this backer is 2 1/8 by 3 1/8. And we're just going to pop this calendar onto it with the tape. There we go, and then this goes onto the patterned paper on the pocket. There we go. There we are. So that's your pocket done, and then we just need to adhere the pocket onto your actual easel. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get tape. I forgot to tape this one. You can use glue if you want. There we go. Let me just give that a wee burnish so that that's all stuck down. And that's those. And then we just want to there we are. So that's the easel and the pocket all fitting together. And then we've got the post-it note pad and the little pen. And it just stands up like that. See if I can give you that with different angles. I think they're great little stocking stuffers, and they'll probably fit inside a cello bag and it'll look even neater. In fact, let me see if I can find one. Is that going to fit? That's actually a perfect fit. Let me just... That's the only thing with these plastic cello bag strips is they stick to you. There we go. Hope there's not too much glare on that. So that's my little 2026 calendar, stocking stuffers, calendar gifts, and I'm going to be making these for friends and family. So that's the one that I've just made with you. That's the instructions again if you want to take a note of that. There you go. And that's the one I made for myself with a cat kiss. So thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will be back with more projects. I've got some new stamps that I need to use and some new dies that I've not even looked at yet, so I'll look forward to trying and getting some stuff done at the weekend. So until then, have a great Friday tomorrow and have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you all very soon. Thank you. Bye for now.